you doing? I'm back. It's Saturday. I think I was in a bit of a thing where I wasn't posting anything on Saturdays. I want to give you guys a break, man. So, but I am doing this just because I'm on my way over to the shop. I got to go through some stuff, do some things for the people whose garage I use, and let you know there's going to be a Sunday night chat tomorrow, and there's going to be something special in it. It's a bit of a fireside chat thing that I did while I was out camping that I hope will entertain you guys. But that's all I'm going to say about that, because I'll talk about it more tomorrow. I got back on the 4th, and I got up at like first light up there. I was at Bald Mountain, and like it was not even 6 o'clock in the morning. I was thinking like 5:30 in the morning. I got up and I started kind of breaking down camp and everything, and that was it. You know, I was on the road all day. Not all day. It's about a 5-hour drive, but I stopped along the way. Gas, things like that. I had a couple interesting things. Bixley maybe, I think it was called, some town up there. I stopped in there to get gas, and matter of fact, I gotta look for it now. But I wanted to check my coolant, and I dropped the cap to the coolant down into the engine compartment there, and it didn't fall out the bottom. And I went underneath and looked, but I didn't want to sit there at a gas station. It was like 100 degrees, and look for it. So I put some duct tape over it. Then I went to an AutoZone in town. Oh my God, there was this gorgeous girl working at friggin' AutoZone in Bixby. I hope that's the name of this place. I couldn't believe it. The guy helped me find a cap that doesn't fit, so I had to duct tape that on. So hopefully I can find that. Actually, it was funny. I don't know if he was homeless or not. He looked pretty downtrodden. Hispanic guy with a mask on. He walked up. I saw him coming through the parking lot when I pulled in. He was walking a bicycle, and he was at the counter and was asking if they sold bike tubes, inner tubes. Of course, AutoZone does not sell bicycle inner tubes. However, I saw the wheels on the bike, and I knew I had a brand new tube still wrapped in plastic in the van, in that superfluous bag. You haven't seen that in a video yet, so there's 3 or more videos coming out. So on that trip. Anyhow, I said, hey man, I got a tube for you. I told him to wait there. I didn't want him following me to the van. And I tossed it to him, and when he caught it, I said, just remember, you're in the greatest country on the planet. He tried to pay me for it. I said, no, it's yours, man. So hopefully that helped him out. That was a nice thing to do. I felt good about it. And I had a couple other little stops along the way. The drive wasn't bad. I've had this thing happen to the van twice. Once in Saline on Steel Pass when I was coming out. It's in that Steel Pass video where, you know, Sarah's sitting next to me, and we hit, the van goes tilty a bit, and then I come up on a weird thing, and I parked it with the nose of the vehicle up and the passenger side a little higher. When I shut it off, coolant ran out somewhere. I thought the hose was gone. And it wasn't. Everything was fine. And then that happened on the way up. Aubrey, I think, is the town. I guess that's the last place you could get gas before you get up to Bald Mountain, the recreational area there where I was camping. And same thing happened. I mentioned to Dave. Dave right away jumps to well, your lower intake manifold gasket could be bad, and you could be getting coolant in your like, dude, everything's fine. Because I still have plenty of power. So there's a hill that everybody was nervous about that you have to climb to get up to the campground. It's a pretty good drive, and it's a pretty good grade. But I was doing 60, 65 up that without any problems. And then on the way back, going up the Grapevine, coming south, I was doing about 83 miles an hour going up the initial part of that. And then when we got to the part where it gets really steep, and I was really climbing there, that's where everybody, I don't care what vehicle you're, unless you have some huge engine, or some super modern, super efficient, very powerful small engine, you're going to slow down. And I was still doing like 60, 65, and I was not flooring it. That's the key with the Astro van. So I don't have any, as a matter of fact, after the Grapevine, once I got towards the top, I was back up into the 70s, 80 miles an hour plus range, still going up at different points. You know, the Grapevine, it kind of goes like this, then it 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 goes like this. Like, it's not a straight thing, you know? So it was fine. And then after the Grapevine, and even before that, I can easily cruise in this van at 80 miles an hour, 85 miles an hour, where I can feel my RPMs, and my RPM range is absolutely fine. So I'm not winding it out or anything like that. Keeping in mind, 32-inch tires, 410 gears, new reflashed ECU, with shifting points adjusted for my transmission. So this thing is pretty stinking good. That's not saying it can't just, something could go tomorrow. But anyhow, the van handled everything fine, and I really wanted to get on here and thank you guys for watching the first 2 videos of the series. I think there's 4 more. There's at least 3, maybe 4. I'm going to stretch them out. I think the next one will be Monday. I might do a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for you just to get them out of the way. And then this week on the 11th, I'm driving out to Pahrump to deliver the table. So I've got to work on the table a little bit this week, just dialing in the finish. I think I'm just going to steel wool it and hand wax it with some steel wool and buff it, because it's got enough finish on it right now. And I want to right now look at the parts for Phil's box. Maybe I'll be able to get that made this week. I don't know. I have to get over to my friend Kurt. Come on, man. Are you just driving slow on purpose? So I got to get to my friend Kirgy's this week with a 16-foot 2x4 and something else, so I can lay out that and give her a materials list of what we're going to need and everything else. And then when I get back from Pahrump, that's the project I'm going to be jumping on right away, because I got to get that done for her. And she needs it. It's decent money for me. Blah blah blah. So anyhow, that's about it. I just wanted to give you guys a quick little update. You know, I made it back safe. The van performed flawlessly. I lost about 10 pounds on the trip. I'm down a hole on my belt. You know, in those first 2 videos you watched, you know, I feel like I'm a little pudgy. I felt like I was pudgy before I left town. I've been needing to be more active, but it's diet and exercise, right? And I haven't been real active since I got back. I did do a walk last night around 6:30 or so. It was kind of still warm out here, so I don't know. But I wanted to do a hike this morning, but I knew I had to come over here, and I'm still doing YouTube stuff. And yeah, I pieced together the last video last night into this morning. I think that's going to be the best one for you guys, which doesn't mean you should skip the other ones. The next one, I think the next one I do a crazy 4-hour hike up and down these mountains, and it's really good. I'm whatever. The quality of my video, as far as like cinematography, isn't. It's not anything. I'm not gonna win any friggin' awards. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's good, and I start getting, you know, when I got up there, I was dealing with people, and that was fun. And then I was kind of brain dead, and this social media thing, the Instagram, the Facebook, the YouTube, that's on your brain all the time, man. Like, you get locked kind of into it. I'm a YouTube addict. I just keep feeding my head with stuff. So the first several days up there, I was just kind of brain dead. And then like I think my second night camping alone, I finally was thinking about something. And of course I was, you know, slightly mind altered, a little slightly inebriated with our natural product that grows out of the ground that humans have been consuming for thousands of years. So that's what I was doing at night around the fire. And so I kind of went off on this thing that At the time, it was funnier to me because I was a little bit lit, and that's what's going to be in tomorrow's video, and I'm going to talk about that before I show it to you. But I kind of did a little bit of that every night, and it's interesting. So I think there's no secret here. I talk my stuff out on YouTube, so it's a little bit of a therapeutic thing, but it's great because when you're, the only bummer about friends, you should have friends you can say anything to. I feel like I can say anything to anybody, even strangers. I don't really care. The problem is getting to a complete getting through a complete thought process where you can analyze what you just said or what you said 5 minutes earlier, recognize it, go back to it, learn something from it without being interrupted. And that's what I like. So I think I'm not the only one doing it. There's a lot of people on YouTube that's what they're doing, whether they know it or not. When they're alone and they're talking to the camera, many of them are more professional. They're like, hey, this is what I'm doing. But a lot of them are doing something and doing what I do. And I think that's what that is. I think that's healthy. In the old days, you just used to find people talking to themselves and you thought they were friggin' crazy. So now if you got a camera up in front of yourself and you're talking to it, everybody just assumes you're a content creator. You don't seem as crazy. It's great. It's freaking great. Like, even if I had a dead phone, if you just have a phone that doesn't even work, just look, you pick a phone up out of the street somewhere you found and get yourself a little pro holder and walk around, you could talk to yourself. You could be a homeless guy on the street. People will just think you're a content creator. Keep you out of the nut house. I'll catch you in the next one. Be good to one another. How do you turn this thing off? I forgot.